verse 17 continues, and beat out what she had gleaned. In this act, Ruth is assuming a great responsibility, which she could have easily shared with Naomi. Instead of binding up all of these stalks and carrying them home on her shoulder or maybe on her head, instead she takes the time to beat the grains out, probably with a stick, but maybe even with a small rock. It's a very laborious and tiring job, which is known as threshing. Once the grain is threshed, it then has to be separated from the stalks and the chaff. The stalks are picked out, and then the grain is winnowed. The chaff is taken out of the grain. This involves throwing it up into the air and allowing the wind to blow away the lighter chaff while the grain falls into a pile. All right? By doing this, she's going to bring home grain which is ready to be milled and then cooked. At the same time, she's keeping all of the difficult work for herself. The milling of the grain is something that she and Naomi could do together as they talked. And this is something that women in Israel would do. They do it in the Middle East today. They have a milling stone and they grind, and one drops the grain through the hole in the middle, and they grind it up and they sit and they talk and they have a good time. But in Ruth's actions here, she's taking immense care of her mother-in-law at her own expense, leaving nothing but the milling to be done. As I said at the introduction, physical tasks often take on a spiritual connotation or a spiritual application. The job of winnowing actually pictures something else later in redemptive history. Jeremiah shows us just what in his prophecy to the people in Jeremiah 15. He writes these words, "You have forsaken me, says the Lord. You have gone backward. Therefore I will stretch out my hand against you and destroy you. I am weary of relenting, and I will winnow them with a winnowing fan in the gates of the land. I will bereave them of children. I will destroy my people, since they do not return from their ways." As you can see, winnowing symbolizes purification. In this passage, it was the removal of the defiled people from the land. Everything is recorded for a reason, and understanding symbolism in stories like Ruth can often help us more clearly see what is being pictured.